I always wanted to be a teacher. My sister was a teacher, Aunt Frances was a teacher, Aunt Pearl was a teacher, and I had all of those role models, and I wanted to be a teacher too.
Chapel Hill High was a white school. And when the books had expired from their schools, they were turned over to our schools. So in later years, it made me think that we were always behind because we never had updated books.
Ever since I was in high school, I just felt like we were not being treated right as blacks. You know, we were not treated right. Even our school books were old, dilapidated books, torn up and everything, and even we had to pay a fine for this at times.
Orange County Training School, the teachers had a particular flavor, most of them, and I say flavor because there was this notion I had, at least, that they were interested in me, and I loved having them be interested in me. You know, I loved learning. And I had this favorite teacher, Mildred Fulford, who was a basketball coach. She taught social studies, and she was just a wonderful woman. But I also had teachers that taught me a lot, who cared about my learning.
Like I say, I had good teachers at Northside School. Miss Carpenter was one of my teachers when I was at Northside. She was a very good teacher. And I can't remember all of my teachers, it's been a long time. But I never forgot her because she was my 5th grade teacher, but she was really good.
Lincoln High School had a good band, good majorettes and all of them. I probably could do some of it if I didn't have a bad leg.
The answer to Chapel Hill, this, as a response to the integration, was to build one school to accommodate all of the students in the district. So Chapel Hill High School on Franklin Street and Lincoln High School on Merritt Mill Road were closed in 1966. And so then we merged into Chapel Hill High School. And as I talked to some of my white counterparts today, for them, that move was just another day, just like moving from one classroom to another classroom. But us, it was a devastating impact.
Gloria Williams and I were 2 peas in a pod, and we loved keeping things stirred up. That was her thing. She got me going sometimes. But I was telling you about Guy B. Phillips, which was a terrible experience for black kids. And I remember Gloria saying to me once, "Well, I guess you know where we gotta go." I said, "What are you talking about?" "You know where we gotta go?" I said, "Where, Gloria? Just tell me." "We gotta go after Guy B. Phillips. Are you up for going?" I said, "Of course I am." So we go out there. We don't get into a fist fight with the principal, but it came very close because they were so insensitive to black kids. Billingsley, I think was his name, the assistant principal. Herb Allred, the principal, was a little better, but the assistant principal just a little... Anyway, we had a lot of fun at Phillips.
A lot of people say Chapel Hill is very liberal, but when you work on the inside, you see lots. That's not okay. There are lots of disparities when it comes to teaching our children and even disciplining our children. And it was revealed, I think when Dr. Rodney Trice he showed a bar graph of over time how our children, African American children and children of color, were being sent to the office more often than the other. Not just being sent to the office, but the infractions were the same, but they got a different type of treatment as far as being suspended or expelled.
And Chapel Hill still has that issue. It shows up in every institution, I would say, really predominantly in the schools, economically, with wages and jobs, and more insidiously inside the mindsets of the people that live here, especially the people that are born and raised here.
We've taken tours to HBCUs. Some of the kids have never been to an HBCU. They don't see the professors that are black. These things are really important to have kids to be able to step back and say, wow, I didn't see any of this in my school.
So my name is Benita Joyce, and I got involved in community education when I came down to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Freshman year, I was involved with a group of people who were fighting to get the Black Student Union together and have a freestanding building. That group of students wanted to also start a community-based program where we would talk to local residents about our history, about our culture, about who we are as a people, and be a liaison between the university and the community. And so that program was called Communiversity. And so that was an all-day Saturday program. And we talked about history, we talked about culture. It was for Black students, it was run by Black students.
The reality is we have this element within us that empowers us to be able to speak in darkness, and life has to reside. We have the capabilities and the know-how to make nothing and turn it into something and dare the world to think that we're not getting ready to conquer. I believe in Black Girl Magic every time I see us with our resiliency rise up when others thought we would have been destroyed. Oh, I believe in Black Girl Magic.
The road is not so easy. There are trials on every hand. The dream remains elusive for many a woman and man. But if you and me, if we only trust and believe,